So in a previous video, I was talking about numerology and the difference between that versus biblical symbolism, basically, okay? And so this video that I watched from this lady who was talking about numerology and what's your life path. If you take your birth date, so my birth date is 9/20/1978, right? And you take individual digits in your birth date and you add them up, right? And then you take, if it comes to a double digit at the end, you just separate those and add those up, and then you get your quote unquote life path number, right? Well, it kind of intrigued me because, I like math, so I just like adding things up just for fun, right? And so I did, and then I was like, you know what? I wonder what the meaning is, biblically speaking, right, versus the numerology version, right? So in numerology, the symbolism, mine ended up being the life path of number 9, right? And it says symbolism symbolizes completion, but not finality. More like the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Associated wisdom, compassion, and humanitarianism. God, that aligns with my life. It's wild, right? But then biblical symbolism, it says, represents divine completeness and finality. So there's similarities there, right? It says Jesus died at the 9th hour, marking the completion of his earthly mission in Mark 15:34. Then it says there are 9 fruits of the Spirit, Galatians 5:22-23, symbolizing a mature, Spirit-led life. That's beautiful. It really is. And what's important is we need to remember that while numerology has its place kind of sort of in our world because evil exists in our world, the devil wants you to lean on your own understanding. Why? Because it confuses you, right? Example. A lot of people like to take out, well, you shouldn't judge them, he who has no sin cast his first stone. Okay, did you read the context of that message? It's funny how people like to pluck out scriptures to project their own choices in life, or a big one with the LGBT crew or whatever is, we should love thy neighbor, as ourselves, or, and that's where they go out and they say love is love. But they're leaning on their own understanding, their own interpretation of it, which is wrong. We need to lean on what God says for that.
Clapper.